top right here.
No,
It was just right here.
Now he's got to center it.
Yeah, he's nice.
Has anybody got a level here?
Jordan is perfect.
It looks good.
Now it looks better.
Screws in and you have screws on you? Are we just putting the screws in the corners right now or what? You gotta angle it out. We're putting in our windows, and on these units, we're gonna have sliding glass doors. So it's gonna be going in as well. So right now I was just helping her lift it in place while Rick and Jordan were adding shims under it to make sure that the window is level. Right now Alyssa is adding in extra screws. We're putting them up on the top at first just so that the window doesn't fall back out. I'm gonna grab my coffee. I can help you if you need help. I can do it on this side. She's just adding screws to keep the window in place. So we put the shims underneath it to make sure that it was level to the house. And I mean, it's important because it's not just about making sure that the window doesn't look crooked, but anything else that we do that we measure, like for example, any of the siding, like that needs to be nice and straight, because when we go to make our cuts for our siding, if that window is kind of off kilter and tilted, then our siding's not gonna be like two nice like straight edges. It's gonna be like one wonky edge and one straight edge for the side.
It sounds like if you get one thing wrong, you can have a domino effect.
Absolutely, and you know that's kind of what you learn doing this stuff. The importance of keeping everything plumb and level. Like, you know, even the framework that we did, if that's not done correctly, then we might have had more trouble putting in that window. Thankfully, it was pretty easy, which means that the framework that was done in the house was probably pretty good. Obviously, it's not going to be a super snug fit, and so that's the point of adding the shims underneath it. And that's what you want. You don't want it to be really snug, because if the frame was not built correctly, then you would definitely have that wonky window. Just asking to make sure she didn't need help.
You didn't need help?
No, she's got it. She's just screwing the rest of the screws into the window, but it's this thin little piece of wood that we have here. I can't pull it out because that's what's keeping our window level. But basically, the end that's in here, and I don't know if you can see it, is really thin. And then as it comes out, it gets thicker. So depending on how much space you need there, you can even cut them and like break them in half to get a thicker piece, kind of like on the opposite side. See, it's thicker over here. And that's just kind of sitting there to just make sure that the window stays where it is. Eventually, we'll probably cut these down or just break them off at a certain point, because they can't stay there when we do drywall. The point of these things is just to keep the window in its spot. Once it's screwed in, it's not going to be going anywhere. Right? That's the point of keeping this here, to make sure that it's right in the center and that it's nice and straight. So, if I'm not mistaken, I think these can come out, or they can just get broken off and to just leave a little tiny piece there, because you need to have space here for the drywall. So there won't be anything here. That'll all be sealed and covered up. After we do install the drywall here, which will come up a little bit and it'll cover these gaps, we'll caulk it at the end, and that just creates that seal. So no water will come in, nothing should be coming out of it, like it'll create a nice seal. Yesterday they installed this window and they didn't leave any shims, so it means that they probably already got it all screwed in and it's level, so there's no need for those to be there anymore.
That's not crimp.
Where's my friend the cripper?
Slide that down. Coming on. Water's off.
Can I bring you some towels?
We're adding the, what is this? What is this called again? Flashing. Couldn't remember. It's just it's for like weatherproofing, so waterproofing the windows. so any water doesn't come in. And then if you notice on her house, you put the sides on first, and then you put that last strip up on top. So when the water drips up from the top, it doesn't go into anything else. It'll help it create a seal and go around it. Yep, I never knew about this until I started doing it. So let's see, you don't pull it completely out.
Waterproof, so when the water runs down, it doesn't get into the window and it doesn't get up underneath to where it would then get into the house. It's very sticky, so you want to make sure that when you put it on where it should go, because it doesn't come off very easy. And there you have it. We're done.
All right, get it back down.
Another house.
Force it on, get it snug. A lot lighter to put in. Well, ours.
Do you need a ladder maybe?
Probably. Not a small one.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go back inside. I'm gonna go grab some shims. He's gonna have to hold it. You need to grab your yellow level too if you don't have it. He's gonna level it, and he's going to tell me if I need to put a shim on either side to make sure that the window is level. So we're gonna do that right now. And then you'll just go around and you'll screw it. Remember, Nelson said every foot, so every 12 inches you need to add a screw. Got it? Yes. You understand? Cool. I'm just basically installing it, so I had to explain that he needs to hold the window from the other side. I'll put shims underneath it. We just got to make sure that it's centered, and then he'll tell me once it's level. I will stop putting shims on either side of it, and he will need to screw it. So I was just explaining to him where he can add the screws, which unfortunately here you can't see anymore because they're covered. But he understands that there's plastic that goes around the window, so that's what he's screwing into the wall, and it'll stay in place. The window won't fall out. Nelson, take your bucket all the way around. Yeah, flip it. Turn it around.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would connect
Because this goes inside of the house, right? That's where it locks the window and it unlocks.
this and all that. So
Yummy.
where's your yellow cutter? Cut this off. And this is a
You
sharp
got it? Yes, I don't got it. I'm not holding it at all. Okay.
because
I have it from here. We're just trying to get the level up on here. So we have to pick it up because it's just a little bit.
have to do it.
Let's put a couple here and a couple here. Tell me if that's better. Put it down. Is that any better? It's good? Okay. Go ahead and screw in a screw on the plastic over here in the corner and over there. It's just once you put the screws in, it's gonna move it. See, you took it out and then it went back down. Looking right there. Go ahead and do the screws that go up top. So I don't know if you can see from here, but when we put the window in, there's a gap up above, a gap beneath it, a gap on the side, gap on the side. So that means that the window is in the center of the box that we made for it. So if I don't put these shims here, this ledge will sit flat on here, and that's what we don't want. And because we're lifting it up, that's why we need to use the level to make sure that it still stays even. Because if this side on the level, your bubble will be one way or the other, and that's how okay, you need to add, a couple more of these on this side or a couple more of these on those side to pick up one side or the other and make the bubble be right in the center of our level. After doing it the first time, it was like, wow, okay, there's a lot more that goes into it. Doing it the second time, yes, wow, there is a lot more that goes into it, but you at least have a better understanding of why you're doing the things that you're doing. And I mean, it's like with anything else that you're doing in building a house is you want to keep everything nice and level, and it's not so much that, yeah, it's aesthetically pleasing. Nobody wants to look through a crooked window, but it's also going to tie into anything and everything else that you do in said building. I am learning a lot in being a foreman, and in all honesty, it isn't just what's happening at the time that you're doing whatever it is that you're doing when you're helping someone. You're learning a lot how to talk to the people that you have to work alongside with, and everybody's different, and everybody's, tempers are different. So you have to your communication skills, I think, is where it really matters as a foreman.